Combat Mission Black Sea is the video game we are watching for the blue side, that is NATO. Context down here, man, it's going to be another long video. I missed some stuff last time, I'll get over that too. Lots of shooting happens, tanks down here, you start getting shot at over here by this tank. Contacts all around. Lots of fun things. You can see shit's blowing up around here. Take some casualties in the forest. Fire missions are going off. There's your casualty. You get some fun spots. See some stuff moving up around here. Oh hey, look at that, a tank, what a surprise. And you shoot off another ATGM, yeah, right there. Towards that tank. So lots of stuff to go over. So arbitrarily just going left to right in terms of things to look at on the map. First thing is the Merry Marauder's scout down here gets eyes on a tank. This is just a T-90, you can tell it has a little eyeball thingies on the side. It's turned out, and if you trace a direct line from where it is to your dead T-64, you can see it's pretty much an exact line. So you can safely assume you found the culprit here. You can see the shots line up pretty much perfectly where that tank is. So you find stuff over here, that's exciting. Scouting is doing its job. Over here, towards the end of the turn, you get a very strong infantry contact. Usually that only happens when you're getting shot at, but as far as I can tell, nobody has even a little suppression, so I don't think anybody's shooting at you. You might just straight up see them, because the team's moving, or team, I guess, moving through the gully gets a strong infantry contact, like right down here. So that's something worth keeping an eye on. So down here, lots of stuff happens, as always. Shoot at these guys with your BTRs as they take a weird route to get where I told them to go. I'm not sure if you can actually see you killing any of them. You shoot at them a lot, though. Down here, a lot of BTRs shoot at you. A lot. Like, they shoot at you for the full minute. This guy's down here. Just lots of stuff in this forest happening. It's hard to keep track of every little thing that happens. Hopefully you can hear my voice over the gunfire. Mortars fall in this whole area during this time. You can see the infantry contacts are a little farther up though. Guy over here, you take a casualty. This guy right here gets grenaded, it looks like. Everybody else is alive. You got like 3 squads of infantry all right here. Looks like, yeah, you make some kills. Some stuff advances up to you. You're making some kills with these guys. So you take a casualty, give a casualty, get shot at by BTRs. That's what happens this turn. And you have your own gigantic horde of BTRs about to move up. You have some tanks in the area, recoilless rifles, all sorts of fun stuff that's ready to move up. So going over here, stuff starts to happen. These poor little teams who are stuck out in this island here, they get shot at. This tank here starts doing a thing for the first time in like 20 minutes. It shoots a bunch. You can see it shoots a lot. It does a bunch of different things. It shoots, switches targets, shoots, does that a few times, ends up getting these guys. So this ATGM team gets suppressed, which is too bad, because about the exact same time they take a casualty, a BTR wanders into their actual field of fire that they might have been able to hit. So that's too bad. But, on the other hand, this guy down here, this ATGM team, finally sees what that thing is doing, probably because it's shooting, makes itself way more visible. And so, down here, you can see, gets a rocket off. So this one's moving way across the map. It's like super long range. Missile's way over here. The guy's guiding it. Still has to guide it to the actual right place. It looks really high and off target right now, so I don't know what that's going to do. But they are aiming it. This guy's actively, like, it says he's guiding, so he's spooling out the wire. So hopefully that hits. Also, something that you spotted briefly in the last turn and the turn before is you get eyes on the actual contact that's running around down here. These guys are pretty much behind the bulk of everything you have. and they're sneaking into the forest right here. So you've already had one run-in with a Abrams and a disposable AT rocket, but this guy is moving up to all this stuff. So that's something to think about. And one thing I forgot to mention in the last video, because it was so hard to see, is that this ATGM team, the one that's killed the tank already, they got absolutely demolished by a precision artillery strike right on this position. It hit the tree, so I didn't even see the explosion, and their thing just vanished. It didn't flash, so I missed it. But yeah, but these guys got super fucking killed. Like, really killed. So they're dead. Dead as fuck. Yeah, so -1 ATGM team here is another thing. Also, in terms of helicopters, both left for some reason. Like, the one didn't even arrive, which works out anyways. I called in the one that still has Hellfire missiles to this area. It should arrive in 5 minutes. That's using the JTAC. And I called in the one that's already used most of its missiles back over here, which should be like 9 minutes. It's just using the HQ. So you have helicopters coming back in. This fire mission is about to end. Like, both these things had less than a minute when I last checked. And for this fire mission, I think they were all just entering fire for effect, and they'll all shoot for about a minute. Alright, so it's Combat Mission Black Sea, the second half. Missile going this way, turfs it just before the tank because they lose it, it pops smoke. Must have seen the missile. Elsewhere, things continue shooting. The forest continues to be a clusterfuck when you can barely tell who is who. You take some casualties down here. I think you lose a BTR to something portable and close up. Not sure. You see another thing down here. There's a BTR down there. Fire continues coming in. The American mortars are done. They've finished their mission. They're not shooting anymore. Ukrainian mortars, I think, are going in. Yeah, there. I think you lose a BTR there. You lose most of your contacts here. These guys are still alive. They're kind of fucked up. And your reinforcements also arrive down here, and they start moving out to their positions. So over here, the ATGM turfs it, but honestly, it looks like it wasn't going to hit anyways, because as you can see, it's going way the fuck wide of the target. So it eats dirt, but that was probably never going to be a hit in the first place. It does get this thing to stop shooting, though. So these guys down here get to live a bit longer. See, they got proper fucked up. Still mostly alive, though. Fire comes in over here. I guess I'm not doing a cut. I guess I'm just doing this. BTRs start going into the woods over here, and they immediately start beating up on Russian nerds. This thing dodges like 3 RPGs. This guy starts running over Russians, kills a few. That one eats an RPG. These guys, he sees them, but he's not shooting them, and I'm not sure if that's like a gun depression issue or what, but, like, look at this. These Russians are fucking crawling away from the very slowly approaching Ukrainian BTR. Just fucking hilarious. Like, look at that shit. That's good. So speaking of, down in the forest, the very last recon guy goes over here, shoots these guys a bit, throws a hand grenade. Hand grenade doesn't kill anybody as far as you can see, and eventually gets shot by a bunch of Russians down here. So the very last recon unit is dead. Other than all these BRDMs, which are about to dive headfirst into the woods. Over here, I don't think you see a ton of Russian infantry. You keep shooting. A BTR rolls right up on this squad, but it's not shooting them. I think they're shooting it. They're like aiming and looking around, trying to find an angle on it. So that's another thing that's happening. Way off on the other side of the map, you see this little guy. Another BTR, another spot by this scout team. So there's multiple Russians stacked up in this area here. No further contacts down here from your Americans. Everything's kind of settling out into a line from 1st, 3rd, and then 2nd platoons on a line. Abrams is here, Opwad is here. And you have another T-64 down here. Zooming over, the convoy's up here. The convoy has just picked up the last American stragglers. I'm gonna let this section catch up a bit. This section also picked up some people. Your reinforcements make some progress. You can see they start jumping out of the spawn and heading out down the road. Your stingers get set up way in the back here. They're just out in the open, so they'll be doing things, hopefully. If any enemy aircraft were to happen to show up for whatever reason. These Bradleys and Abrams are moving out to position kind of over here. They should make a good time. They're tracked vehicles, they're avoiding trees, they're just moving out in the open, so that should be good. So I'm not sure there's anything else big to cover this turn. If there is, I'm forgetting, and I'm sorry. This is first company. First company down to a couple squads, a few BTRs running over Russians down here, still fighting in the forest, doing their thing. Second company is out here in the woods. They got the spot on all that Russian stuff over here, setting up a perimeter. A company is down here, all the strikers kind of massed here, all the infantry up here. Reinforcements moving up. A lot of battalion support elements in here. You got your recoilless rifles setting up. I think these guys are actually all the way deployed now, so you got some recoilless rifles, you got BTRs, all sorts of fun things moving up into position now. In terms of airstrikes, Apache is one over here, still coming in. Fire mission is done from the Americans, and you also have the F-15 on standby. So I think that'll about do it for me. If there's anything else, just ask me, look through the save, all that good stuff. Should be a bit longer between the next turn, because I think it's American Thanksgiving this week, so you'll have a good time to think over your orders. And other than that, that'll do it here. Cap that upload and rendering time. I will see everybody next time.